shout out to Vara Dark. I actually forgot all about this Dustborn trailer. I was supposed to do a video on it, or at least mention it in a video I'm kind of working on now, but I forgot all about it. And when I first watched it, my brother had it playing in the background when we were hanging out. And so he had Gamescom playing in the background with the sound down. So all we did was just see the images. You see the strong, angry, black female lead, her friend with vitiligo. And I don't know what's going on with this vitiligo thing. It's in everything now. It's in video games and comic books and modeling. And I know that that's all part of their diversity and inclusion. Everybody's been included. Skin conditions and disabilities and obesity and just ugly people. All this stuff has to be a part of, male geek entertainment. Because to them, it isn't entertainment. It's all about beating straight white men over the head with their privilege. Like, you don't have vitiligo. You're not obese. You're not whatever they think of straight white men, where they feel like they could push them out of their own hobbies and bring in people who aren't interested in this stuff. If you want vitiligo in society for whatever reason, if you want to push it and show it off, that's what Tumblr and Twitter and social media is for. Why are you sticking this in video games everywhere? It's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not a compliment. It's weird.
Yeah. Weird.
But anyway, so first thing I thought of was Saints Row reboot. But even the Saints Row reboot, when you look at that first reveal trailer, they really thought that they were entertaining the audience. They thought they were being entertaining. I don't know how they could think that. Now, of course, when people pointed out that it wasn't entertaining, that it was stupid and it wasn't Saints Row, they got belligerent and obnoxious, and they didn't replace the audience of people complaining about it with the audience who was clapping like seals for them. But they at least, I think, thought that they had an audience large enough for their project. I can't see, when I actually listen to the Dustborn trailer, it sounds like a parody of every SJW idea in existence. And it looks like it already. I mean, just looking at it, you see the black woman, she's ugly, she's angry, she looks like a dude. Her friend, for whatever fucking reason, has vitiligo. And then the people in the back, the two sitting in the back of the truck or whatever, the real pale one is clearly or appears to be a trans woman. And I think, of course, this lesbian woman is in a relationship with a trans woman and all this crap. But then actually listening to the words and the things that they're talking about and how she instigates the female cop in the diner against the male cop by saying, he doesn't respect you. And she goes, you know what? You're right. You've never respected me as a woman and as a police officer, whatever the hell is going on with it. It's insane. It's a joke. It's so bad that pretty much every comment, because I watched the trailer fully on Quantic Dream's channel, and props to them. They haven't disabled comments, at least not yet. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people going there being actually rabid about it, because it's hard to take this seriously. It's hard to get upset about it, especially now. I think people are so tired of this woke shit that even SJWs are tired of it. And it's not like you could force the typical gamer to actually buy it. I think they realized this year with the failure of Hogwarts Legacy boycott that you can't just force people to buy this shit. And there's not going to be a replacement of people that are going to take over for the audiences that they've pushed away. And now you have people in charge of these different properties, Marvel, Disney, who are doubling or tripling down. But at a certain point, even the people working at these places are going to have to say, all right, enough's enough. We tried it. It failed. Maybe we could be slicker about this in the future. Kyle did the last video at the time of this recording he had an article or a quote of someone who worked on one of the earlier Fable games. The guy was fighting with, I think, Microsoft with wanting to put a black woman on the cover of whatever Fable it was. But he's fighting with them. They're telling him that doesn't sell. Look at The Princess and the Frog. But, I would argue that part of it was because half the fucking time, or maybe more than half the time, the princess was a frog for most of that movie. So they make a Disney princess film with a black lead, and they make her a frog for most of the goddamn movie. But anyway, but he's angry, talking about we're changing the world with this. We're pushing boundaries. We've got gay characters and queer representation. We need a black woman in the cover. If putting a black woman in the cover is not going to sell, why are you pushing for it? Let's make our money first. This shit ain't gonna make me no goddamn money. I don't know. I genuinely believe that something like Forspoken would have been successful with a black lead if they actually bothered to make her attractive, if they made the other women attractive. The woman who played or, modeled for Frey in Forspoken, she's fucking gorgeous, but in every project that I've seen her in, from Charlie's Angels by Elizabeth Banks and Forspoken and the Netflix Resident Evil, she's constantly being put in woke shit. Like, you can't put a black woman in a story about a black woman just being a character, being appealing, being attractive, and just doing her shit, being cool. No, they're not interested in entertaining people. And that was the thing about these black women that they're doing in these videos. When you look at these video games, when you look at the heroine of Saints Row Reboot, you look at this Dustborn girl, you look at the woman in the cover of the damn Dishonored DLC, and you're like, who is this for? Who do they think is going to buy this? How many black women do you think is out there playing video games? And how many people would find a black woman like this appealing enough to want to, play as? Do they even care? Do they think about these things? Do they think they're just going to brute force their way into, like, pushing straight white men out? And then, it's almost like you have to do, like, you would have to buy the game yourself to pretend it's successful just so you can get media coverage on it. Because I don't understand what their plan is otherwise. Like, how do you think you're going to change the world if you don't even have people who watch, listen, or play your shit? And shaming them online is not going to work. A lot of this diversity and inclusion shit should just be confined to social media. That you have enough praise from people, even though it's fake and hollow for the most part. You have enough praise from people that you don't need to go to gamers, gaming, comic book readers, action films, superhero films. You don't need to go to them for validation. You get plenty of it online.